Partnered by Time's Influence.
One of the world's most diversified steel producers, Tata Steel is scaling the heights of excellence with cutting-edge technology, high productivity and modern management practices. The company continues to be one without boundaries, growing, changing, challenging and aiming for new age solutions, sustainable growth and a better quality of life.
I aspire for Tata Steel to be one of the leaders in our industry in terms of technology. I want Tata Steel to be admired as a 100-year-old organization which is also very young and agile. I want Tata Steel to be seen as an organization which really understands sustainability, and not only as an organization which has been practicing it for over 100 years, but which is also leading the way and setting the trend on sustainability. As people who are carrying this flag forward or carrying the flame forward, I think there is a responsibility for us to create a tomorrow and leave a legacy behind for future generations. And that's why I think we also create tomorrow.
The 5th edition of Tata Steel-a-thon 2018 brought the makers of tomorrow from the best business schools of the country on one platform to present new age solutions for real-life business challenges to an esteemed panel of judges. This edition saw a record 561 case solution submissions and registrations by over 1,300 teams. After grueling screenings and campus rounds, 14 teams battled it out at the grand finale of the competition, presenting their big ideas spanning across verticals of marketing and sales, corporate strategy, HRM, supply chain and logistics, and corporate social responsibility.
Welcome to Tata Steel's annual campus challenge for Premier Business Schools of India. Steel-a-thon 2018. This is the 5th edition. A round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for every single one of you. Now let me take you through some highlights. There have been 1,350 and more team registrations from 19 Premier B schools of the country. We have recorded submission by over 560 teams, and that is an increase of 150% over the last season. Top 14 teams are going to be competing in today's grand finale. With that, let's get this show on the road. I'd like to invite the first team to present, which is Despicable Us, SIBM. Let's welcome them on stage. The case domain is marketing and sales, and the case is defining the digital strategy for Pravesh.
A very good morning to all of you. We are team Despicable Us. So the case that we're looking to solve is defining the digital strategy for Pravesh.
So coming up with the first campaign, Knock Knock, it is the guerrilla marketing campaign for Pravesh doors. This campaign covers the durability aspect of the product. So the idea here is to place Pravesh doors across some locations which are extreme, and we want to show the durability of the product. We want to place Pravesh doors in the valleys of Ladakh, in the fierce heat of the desert and in unforgiving rains. Through this campaign, we want to show the customer how durable the product is, how it can withstand extreme temperatures, and how it can make sure that this product gains visibility in the online campaign. So this campaign is going to start as an offline campaign, but we're later going to integrate into our online campaign. Next, moving on to our website engagement plan. The engagement plan is for online customers who are buying online and also for customers who buy offline. So the campaign basically rewards the customers when they make a purchase. So they can choose from 3 doors, and the door that they choose from will have a reward at the back. The focus here is to shift the customers to an online buying platform and reward them for doing that in the initial phases.
So how do you reach the consumer and how do you get him to influence the decision of the constructor to actually go for this product and this proposition?
So the entire aim of the exercise was that only, since we know that the builders are the ones who will be installing the doors, we want the customers to be aware of. So if we tell them, if the customers have that awareness, they will definitely be going up to the contractor and at least asking as an available option.
Thank you.
At Tata Steel, people are creating and reshaping tomorrow every day. At Tata Steel, people are welcoming tomorrow every day. We are Team No Reason, and we are here to present our take on this campaign. The crux of the case is to bring out the perception in consumers' mind about Tata Steel.
We believe that stakeholders are one of the key important pillars for success of any business. Hence, using the derived BCG matrix against the attributes of frequency of communication and impact on business, we've mapped the stakeholders identified from the Tata Steel annual report, and we've come up with key engagement strategies customized to each of the stakeholder. These includes highlighting to the investors the fact that how Tata Steel is on the path of growth through the annual report, providing thank you gestures for suppliers to make them feel that they are an integral part of Tata Steel and they also contribute to the philosophy of making a tomorrow, informing the government and regulatory bodies about the innovations and sustainability practices at Tata Steel and how innovations happening at Tata Steel can help the government in their campaigns such as Make in India, Swachh Bharat and so on.
I quite liked the bouquet of ideas, and I think it's quite well thought of, so well done. My only worry is with the theme of Shape of Tomorrow, there are so many things that it might lead to clutter. Have you thought about it, or you think that the clutter will not happen? What is your view?
So ma'am, we feel that there is a need to bring all these under one roof because we cannot leave out any of the social media because the preferences obviously differ. So whatever campaigns we are running, let's say on YouTube, on Facebook or an Instagram carousel ads, so to say, each and everything will be available on the We Also Make Tomorrow website under that single roof. And one more thing is ma'am, because I seriously doubt that if I would be interested in all of the categories. So let's say if I'm only interested in sports. So whenever I visit We Also Make Tomorrow, I'll make sure that I go to the section of performers of tomorrow. And that will also give an ease of access to the people that are visiting our websites that will attract them more and help us keep them more with us.
When the baby turns 5, the mother always feels proud because the baby started running, not even walking. So that's the exact feeling that we have at Tata Steel of the 5th year of Steel-a-thon.
When we come out with a marathon challenge or such kind of a Steel-a-thon challenge which is run over a period of 3 to 4 months and a problem is thrown at the students, and when they pick that problem up and willing to carry this out almost like a job which they will do alongside the work, the studies which they are carrying out, it really tells us that we are touching the problems which appeal to students of today. And that's a big issue. It's a big support for us and a big encouragement for company to have.
We are building tomorrow. And what better way can there be rather than to invest in the talent and the youngsters and the students to help build not only Tata Steel, of course, some of these students will come into our organization and help build the organization of the future, but wherever they are and in terms of the nation building. So that's the contribution we believe programs like this have on the younger generation.
A unique experience for students participating at Steel-a-thon is the chance to get mentored by senior management at Tata Steel and also a placement interview with the reputed company.
Today, we'll be focusing on a business model for collection and dismantling of end-of-life vehicles. So this is the typical business model canvas of this recycling business. Our key partners would be Tata Steel, ELV disposers, and various government agencies. The key activities of this business would be sourcing ELVs and dismantling and shredding of these ELVs. So we have different value propositions for different partners. For Tata Steel, we would serve as a source of steady supply of mild steel at subsidized rates, and for government, we would be streamlining this vehicle recycling industry, which is pretty disorganized right now.
So we are trying to understand how digital is going to play an important role in terms of scalability of this business. So we have proposed an app over here which is called Tech Rivahan. The workflow of this app is shown over here. The kind of customers it would be catering is an individual who would get an information like the nearest location of a collection center. It will also serve as a purpose where with the help of image recognition, a person would be able to get the value of his ELV.
Today, one of the most widely discussed topics in India is women empowerment. When we talk about women empowerment, it's not just equal rights. We are missing something very important, something very basic as the health of a woman, which not a lot of people focus on. How many of us here are aware that breast cancer is one of the diseases with the highest mortality to incidence ratio? All of us here, before we did this presentation, we were not very aware. And once we started this, we have tried to come up with solutions to create awareness and propose end-to-end solutions for breast cancer in India with the help of Tata Steel. So we have identified the breast cancer statistics in India and compared it with the global statistics. We have identified the technologies which are currently available in India, and we have tried to leverage those technologies for the CSR activities of Tata Steel. To drive breast cancer awareness and screening program, we came up with an idea of launching a unique website called Pink Steel. So why the name Pink Steel? Pink refers to breast cancer, and the steel, it represents Tata's fight initiative and fight against breast cancer. So that's how we come up with the word called Pink Steel.
Moving on. So we've looked at awareness creation in rural and urban, but then our focus is more on rural because the mortality to incident ratio in rural is 8 times higher in rural as that of urban. And Tata Steel's initiatives are more focused towards rural, and that's why we're focusing more on the rural. In urban, we're saying that you could use a mobile van, which has all the equipment, and dedicated technicians or the doctors would be going across different locations to do the early screening of breast cancer. Using mobile van for urban specifically, why? Because you can cover a larger population in a shorter span of time. And at the same time, if a pink van with all the details about breast cancer and Tata Steel highlighting goes across the city, then people are aware of what is actually happening and they know which camp is going to happen next. And this will increase the brand awareness of Tata Steel and also the initiatives which are taken up by Tata Steel.
Nestin is a steel-based construction solution brand of Tata Steel. It is suitable for various applications like prefab housing, washrooms, etc. This case primarily deals with premium prefab housing Nest Studio. The problem statement is to develop a scale-up strategy for Nest Studio to achieve sustainable business growth. We believe that these people will understand that this is not a substitute to conventional construction, but a solution to extend or upgrade.
We propose the Nest Studio store, a store built from prefabricated housing products of Nest Studio in Delhi. The store will offer samples of the variants discussed by Devesh, including wall finishes, layout plans. It will also include visualization tools so that prospective customers can create a look for their home extensions at that very moment and leave with a print of the same. The employees will thus be consultants for the customers. The Nest Studio store will also showcase products from other Tata Steel housing solutions like Pravesh, Steel and Style for a complete one-stop solution.
You've shown the revenues, 447 crores. I understand one cost, which is the communication cost, but there would be other costs, right? So what's the P&L of this whole idea in 2019 or 20?
So actually we wanted to get more data about the current financial aspect of the cost. So we do not know the actual margin. We are estimating it to be around 15 to 20%.
We are Team Wireless Squads, and we are here to discuss the case of corporate digital strategy and the sustenance of Jamshedpur FC, and to get them to the likes of Real Madrid and Barcelona.
In order to make Jamshedpur FC a very sustainable club, let's look at one of the best franchisees the country has ever produced, Chennai Super Kings. We realize that it is not the players, but it is the people of the city who make the club. It is their support, their passion, which makes a club successful. Thus, we have come up with a big idea. I am Jamshedpur.
To promote football on the local ground of Jamshedpur and also in the neighboring regions of Bihar, Madhya Pradesh, Odisha and UP, we have come up with another idea called Aao Kick Kare. The campaign will involve placing crossbars in public areas such as parks and also in the local schools with the branding of Jamshedpur FC on it.
All right, let's have a big round of applause then for Micah. Thank you so much, Team Micah.
When we started working on the case initially, we also, being business school students also, we had that perspective that Tata Steel belongs to a manufacturing domain and they won't have such exciting marketing to do and there's not much content on which we can play. But when we started working on the case, we were actually thrilled to see the kind of work that they are doing, the kind of diversity they have, the kind of social initiatives they have in place, the kind of work they are doing for tribal communities and all. So that has really helped us change the perspective about teams, and not only about the company point of view, but it has also given me a realization that whenever you look at the company from the outside, it's something different, and when you drill into it, it's something different. So talking to the actual people who are working with the company can give you a much better view of what the company is.
Students from the top B schools have kind of certain expectations from different companies, and they're a little apprehensive to join a traditional company because they have a different kind of expectations. And I think Tata Steel is actually matching up to those expectations. There was a lot of learning in terms of the solution which we provided, or the whole thing which we worked out, because it was stage by stage development of the solution and not just something that happened overnight. And talking to the mentors actually increased our learning about Tata Steel and what they kind of expect.
So one of the most important parts of our journey was being assigned a mentor. So Sanjay Agarwal sir was assigned as a mentor. He heads the Pravesh Doors business and the solutions business. So what he told us about our presentation was that the focus for the company right now is to move towards the B2C segment. And that's also what we incorporated in our presentation as well. Also, his feedback was very constant. He also assigned us other people who knew about the business. He told us to talk to them. We went to meet the dealers, that the lists that were given to us. And I believe that his inputs are crucial to what we've been able to pull off here. Seeing the competition, seeing the kind of exposure that we've gained, I think the company is moving towards a totally new direction. The campaigns also tell us that the company is moving towards a better tomorrow, towards sustainability, and with that it brings the chances for people like us to gain a lot.
Students from IIM Bangalore emerged as the champions of Steel-a-thon 2018, winning a cash prize of 2.5 lakh rupees and the coveted trophy. First runners-up JBIMS took home a cash prize of 1.5 lakh rupees. The second runners-up position was shared by IIM Kozhikode and IIM Indore, who won themselves a cash prize of 1 lakh each.
It still hasn't sunk in. So we are really out of the world. We are speechless, and we never expected that we are going to win the nationals. We put our best effort, and it has turned.
We are really excited to be the second runners-up of Steel-a-thon Season 5, and it has been a great journey so far. Starting from the case, when we actually analyzed it, we got some really good insights. We got to learn a lot during the analysis. And coming here on the big day of the event, it has been a big pleasure for us.
So I think it was very amazing. We won the campus round. That was a very big step for us. Then again, we got mentors. We had 2 months of prepping up, and I think this day has been very good. Also, apart from that, I think the judges were very encouraging, and they also asked us very deep questions, and that got us thinking, okay, we could have done this better, probably.
All of us are very happy, and we don't have any words to express our happiness to be the first runners of Steel-a-thon 2018. We are really excited to be here, to have learning from all the makers of tomorrow, to have feedbacks from dignitaries, and to see our ideas are being implemented in the future. So we are really glad, and we are really happy to be here.
We are the makers of tomorrow.
We are the makers of tomorrow.
We are the makers of tomorrow. Steel-a-thon challenge was to attract the best talent which is there in the campuses, and we felicitated alumni of the previous Steel-a-thon winners. And I was very happy to see 20 winners who are the previous Steel-a-thon winners and still working in Tata Steel in various parts of the company. As a Steel-a-thon challenge, we should go to more such campuses, and if possible, we can even go to some international campuses as well, because today we are not only restricted by talent, which can come in only from within the Ivy League colleges of the country, but they can also come in from Ivy League outside of India. So the country of tomorrow, which is India of tomorrow, will be built by brick and mortar through steel and many other materials which will be there. But as makers of tomorrow, as creating India of tomorrow, these are the talent which will have to contribute. And that's the power of this whole campaign. It's truly a confluence of young mind and young shoulders which is going to happen and create a stronger tomorrow, and of course a stronger Tata Steel for tomorrow.
Partnered by Times Influence.